Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Hey guys, my guest today is a returning champion to the show. Vanessa Rissetto was on, I think maybe a year or two ago. We'll put a link in the description. Incredible woman, force of nature, powerhouse, 80s Gen X pop culture, awesome human being. And she's the co-founder of a platform called Culina Health, which is a platform that does nutrition, counseling, and therapy, and all these amazing things you'll learn about. And I'm a customer. I joined Culina Health. They helped me lose 40 pounds. I'm a Kool-Aid drinking friend of the brand. This show is not a sponsored episode, but I will tell you, Culina Health, they're really, really good. So Vanessa came back, and sadly, she got breast cancer while she was building the platform, so we became even closer because I was one of her many Sherpas who she turned to for what the fuck do I do right now. She's well, she's cured, she's healthy, she's just fabulous. You're just going to love the conversation. So without further ado, returning champion Vanessa Rissetto. Yeah, I'm actually kind of jealous. You've been on all these crazy podcasts. But was I your first?
No, you
all
are
right,
not.
I don't feel any better.
No. Well, okay. In 2020, podcasting became kind of a thing. And then these hosts would call you to come on the show. And then I actually paid a PR person. It was quite clever at the time. You paid this woman $3,000 a month, and she would get you on all the top podcasts. And that's what we did. And that actually really did help us.
Is that how you found me? No.
No.
We through health or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, because I was on the health podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
But now, if you want to be on a podcast, it's pay to play. So that's like, but the host has to be good, like really good.
You brought your blank check, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
But that's the thing, right? When the host knows how to ask questions and engage, that's it. And that's when the podcast, we could see how I get on a podcast and then we get all these inquiries. But if the host is kind of like blah, it doesn't happen.
Well, your theater, I remember we're very theatrical.
Yes.
I think we had so we'll put a link in the description to our first rodeo.
Yeah.
This is not our first rodeo.
No, we're versed.
My God, did we have a fucking back and forth. It was insane. It was incredible.
So fun. And I was like, this is my favorite person that I never get to hang out with. So here we are.
My response to your statement before is I think radio is mistaken as something anyone can do.
No.
It's an art form.
Yes.
Interviewing is an art form. Media is an art form. And radio, which is, I'm an old stoic, podcasting is fucking radio.
Yeah.
It's an art form.
100%. I think that people see someone like you or someone like me, and it's fun. And it is fun. It's work, but it's fun. And they think like, oh, they got lucky. And it's like, no, there's actually something inside of us that makes us work. People always ask me, they're like, are you media trained? I'm like, no, I'm just a sociopath. I dissociate as soon as I get on. Say the things.
I've been doing this so long that people forget I've been doing it this long.
Right.
And fucking do your homework.
Right.
No ego there, but literally, I'm the only Matthew Zachary on Google.
Right.
Literally, go for it. Try. Anyone, try. Maybe on page 19, there's someone else.
Yeah.
I think there's a Korean K-pop guy named Matthew Zachary, Lieu or something like that.
Oh, that's funny.
Got to go way down.
Yeah.
Do your fucking homework.
Yeah.
Right. And I am probably the last original podcaster in the country, minus maybe Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
From 07. Adam Carolla and I are the last two people that started yelling talk radio shit on the internet in 07, and they're still doing it now.
Yeah. I like that.
Art form.
Yeah. People don't get it. It's an art form. It's a skill. Yeah. And we talk about this all the time at work. It's my skill is making people feel seen and heard and remembering everyone's birthday and knowing what your kids' names are and all of these things, right? And so people gravitate towards that. And then you sell them on the vision and the mission. But that's only one person. And that's a really actually tiring job, believe it or not. I talk to investors all day, and I have to do a dance.
Right.
So,
I want to talk about loneliness later,
Yeah.
and I will forget. So you remember to tell me to talk to you about loneliness later?
Yeah.
I feel like I have an interesting, it's not an apology per se.
Sure.
But I don't know why this happens to me, but I meet a bunch of amazing people who are doing great things, and a week later they got cancer.
Yeah. Oh.
So either I caused it or I didn't cause it, and either way, it's a funny thing to be stupid about. But you were doing these amazing things for cancer patients and the communities, and then you yourself became a customer of your own shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What a mindfuck. Yeah. It's so crazy. So you'll.
But she sent me a text like, I'm sorry, Matt, I have cancer. What do I do? Like,
Yeah. This is a very bizarre world. First of all, I meet you, we vibe, I learn all about you. I'm like, oh, this guy's super dope. Well, how great. Like, add him to my other arsenal of like great cancer people, i.e. Johnny Immerman. We will circle back on
good old
that.
Johnny, yeah.
And then boom, I get cancer. So the people that I message immediately, my investor, Johnny Immerman, and his good friend Benji, because Benji is a very good friend of mine. And I text you. So I'm like, bro, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You're like, all right, we got it. So I got cancer, stage 1A, HER2, triple positive.
I have to lurch in because I just did a show with someone that had triple negative.
Oh.
And it's, again, I say the running gag, which is a terrible thing to put it this way.
Yeah.
Triple positive means, do I have it 3 times more than everyone else? Or triple negative? It's negative. That's great.
They were like, so the good news is it's triple positive. And you're like, I'm sorry, there's good news here?
What emoji is that?
What? And also, I hope none of you ever experience this, but Matthew will back me up, is when someone gives you a diagnosis of cancer and you start asking questions, like when you go to the doctor normally, the doctor's like, yeah, it's probably fine. Like, don't worry about it. No, the doctor's like, yeah, we're going to wait for those scans. Get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh shit. This is really serious. Luckily, I have great friends that are all doctors that move me through the system. So from the time that I got diagnosed to my first surgery was 3 weeks. And my first chemo was 6 weeks. So, and I'm here and I'm cancer-free. Last scan, cancer-free. I cry basically 3 times a week now. That's
okay.
That's good. You see me every day.
I see your glamorousness every day on Instagram and LinkedIn. It's all the illusion it's working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fake book. No, it's not. I sent you a text the other day from my bathroom. I was crying and I was like, I just feel really sad. And you were like, yeah, you need a hug.
Well, we went for a walk.
Yep.
Like a year or two ago, we just went for like a 2-hour walk in like the financial district and just like, holy shit, what the fuck is this in therapy? And again, I'm numb to this stuff, but like I still have emotional intelligence about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I just wrote this piece. We'll put a link to that too, called "The Terrible Privilege of Being Alive."
Yep, I shared that with the people.
Which is like, I'm sorry you knew me because I was able to be there for you the day you needed me.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's such a real weird mindfuck. Like you're like, well, I think I'm a decent-ish person, and you're like, okay, check, okay, fine, and I have children and I'm really young and I don't drink alcohol and I don't do drugs and I eat vegetables. If I don't eat vegetables twice a day, I feel guilty. And so how did I get cancer? This really sucks.
One of the best lines in the movie 50-50, if you're listening and you know the movie, it's Seth Rogen, it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, it's the chick from Pitch Perfect.
Oh, Rebel Wilson?
No.
Or Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick.
Yep.
It's a great movie. Came out 2012. Like groundbreaking for its time because it just took on cancer comedy on the big screen for the first time.
Sure. And
when Joseph Gordon-Levitt finds out he has cancer, his response is like, "Cancer, really? But I eat well. I exercise. I recycle."
Yeah, literally. Literally.
I recycle.
You're like, please, like, is there no one else in the world that could, it has a debt to repay, I feel, but that's not how it works. So there's that.
I mean, was that, I know we talked about this on the last show, but just to say it again, like, that was probably your, like, me? I'm fit.
Yeah, totally. I was like, I don't get it. Like, this doesn't make sense. And so that's where, I guess, because it's very still new, right? But it's kind of the place where sometimes I'm like, okay, is this okay? Like, am I going to be here in 10 years?
Right.
Am I going to be here in 15 years? Mm-hmm. But then I have all these friends, unfortunately, but fortunately, they had cancer and now they're all well. And they are many, many years out, 15 years out, 29 years out, 20 years out, 18 years out. So then you're like, okay,
it's a contest. So catch up.
It's a contest. But also when your friend tells you 29 years out, you're like, well, 29 years ago, the technology and the advancements were not what they are now.
It was stone tools, basically.
Right. So I'm okay. I gotta have a chance. And so I always, there's darkness, but then you kind of go to that light. Like, okay, let me name all of these people that I know that have been affected by this and are walking alive and well and living their lives.
Well, that first year after is always the hardest year. And people don't realize that because you're not supposed to realize that. You don't go to cancer college to get it 5 years later. It's like, the floor slips out. The handrail's gone. The stability and the anchor of knowing this is your regiment is over.
Yep.
And you're back in like normal life free fall or whatever version of normal life means to you.
Yep. Yeah. And then, you have those people being like, you need to be positive because you don't want to get it again. And you're like, are you implying that my mental state has contributed to me getting cancer? Because you can fuck all the way off. I don't like you. So there's that. Yeah. There's all these people trying to give you advice. Then you're just like, let me just be miserable for
But I remember like just channeling how old I am and where I was 20 years ago at Livestrong. This was the very first time we even had these conversations at the national level.
Yeah.
Which is, you live with, through, and ideally beyond it. But what did Lance say? It leaves your body, but it never leaves your life.
Never.
Right.
Every day you wake up and at some moment in the day, you're like, oh, I had cancer.
Right.
You too.
Yeah.
Right? Like even if it's a millisecond and you just moving on.
I mean, like just in like the anthropological zeitgeist, like we just didn't say those words.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, like survivorship wasn't a word until it was a word.
You whispered it, or like, oh, so-and-so died of cancer. Yeah. And you're like, why are you whispering? This is so crazy. I mean, thank God that people are more forward and sharing their story, because it's not a pity party. It's like, tell me the things so that I can have ideas, so that I can also go do those things and help myself, because as we know, this healthcare system is not the best. So
you are not someone who was born without chutzpah. You were born with congenital embedded RNA, DNA, vaccinated chutzpah.
Yeah.
In your, you are the embodiment of that. So you don't take any shit by default.
Yeah.
So you were never self-victimizing or woe was me.
No, I was just like, okay, who are all the really smart people that I can go talk to so that I can feel really good about what is about to happen? Mm-hmm. So that's what I did. I literally toured the country. Everyone's like, you went to Sloan? And I was like, no disrespect to Sloan. You're all doing great things. But I was like, oh, yes, I went to Sloan. I went to Dana-Farber. I went to NYP. I went to Sinai.
And you can do that.
You can do that. And then I decided on Sinai because I know that ecosystem, and I knew people would take very good care of me. And then my oncologist gave me a whole plan. And then I went to Dana-Farber, to the doctor who developed that protocol, and sat with her team for 2 hours because I knew someone who knew somebody. And then she was like, but I know you're an oncologist and she's really excellent and you didn't trust her. I'm like, no, I trust her just fine. But you did it. So thank you. And then I went to my oncologist. She's like, you good? I'm like, oh, I'm very good. Yeah. I just needed to ask. And then I did it at Sinai, and I love Sinai, and thank you for saving my life. And my surgeon, Christina Welts, is the best surgeon ever. But everybody is aghast. They're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
How did you overcome cancer and not go to Sloan? I'm like, very simply.
Yeah, this Chevy and Ford.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you good? That's fine. It's fine.
This Nissan, this Honda.
That's right.
They're all pretty good by now.
That's right. And I must say that my surgeon is very good. Every once in a while, the woman sends me a text message.
From your surgeon?
My surgeon.
Wow.
And surgeons are usually like, woof, not this woman. She's so kind. And she knew I was so nervous, actually, like at the initial stages. Every time I would go in there, she would see I was like visibly shaking. Yeah. And she was like, all right. I was like, I'm mostly stable, but I'm also like turned up. She's like, okay. So she knows that. And she's like, okay, everything's all right. Because in May, I actually had a mammogram and it was bad. And the resident came out and she was like, so there are calcifications in the surgical bed, and that is what your cancer was. So I'm going to have to, I was like, I'm leaving. She's like, what? I was like, also, I just don't like you. I'm going to text Dr. Welts right now. And she's like, well, I don't know when you get a biopsy. I was like, tomorrow. Goodbye. And I literally walked out the door.
Wow.
Texting the surgeon. She texted me back. She's like, girl, you did not have to leave like that, but I'm gonna get back to you. And then she was like, come at 12:45 tomorrow. And then the whole time, because, it takes a long time when they're looking to really make sure, right? It was actually 12 days. And she basically texted me or called me every third day.
Wow.
And she was like, I have gone down. This is not cancer. They're just triple checking. And then we're going to revise the report. And she could have just been like, you can wait like everybody else. Nope.
Now that's empathy.
So much.
Wow.
So much. And really,
I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, really kind. Even actually, I texted her the other day. I was like, hey, one of my investors, the mother has breast cancer and lives in another country. And he has translated all of the documents. And I need you to look at them and make an opinion. And she was like, okay, I'll look at this over break. I was like,
hey,
yeah,
why not?
Yeah. And she was like, we have to keep your investors happy. I'm like, thank you. So,
I don't know if we had text message in 1996. I don't know if any of my doctors would have done that. Maybe the neurosurgeon, who was the nicest of all the doctors I had. My neurosurgeon was the mensch of all.
Yeah.
Most of the other doctors were very traditional.
You're just a body. It is really interesting that she gave me her cell phone number and like texts me.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has like a family phone. That number is for patients.
Yeah.
I'm sure of all of that. However, and like knows I'm not a lunatic, like messaging her all the time or asking her any questions. Like if I have any questions, I go in the portal, right? Like a normal person. So that's all right. Yeah, she's just really sweet and kind, like really caring and like, okay, let's talk that through. Also, my oncologist is like that too. She is more formal, but she definitely cares about you. She'll have the people call you to tell you to come in so she can talk to you face to face. That's like how she rolls. But they're really kind and nice. I really like them.
Just the idea of treat the patient, not the disease, was something we talked about 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
And it's nice that it's there more, perhaps.
But I think also, Matthew, I have to say, I know how to read studies, right? I was having real conversations with the doctor. They were like, wow, this is funny. Like, you're in here, like you came to play and you've got PubMed studies in front of us. I'm like, yeah, I do. So can we do this? Is this okay? Like, and it wasn't even like, oh, I think something better. It's like, okay, you agree that I can do either path and the outcome will be the same. How certain are you of that?
Yes.
Because I did the path where I was on chemo for longer, but I didn't lose my hair. I lost my hair, just whatever. But I wasn't bald, thank God. So that was good for me. But I was like, is this all right? And she was like, yeah, it was not just not to lose my hair. It was also I'm the face of this company and I've worked really hard. And it was like, I'm like on this cliff and it's like, please don't push me over. Yeah. How can I?
Well, I want to get to Culina, but after the break.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back after these messages from Please Don't Lose Your Hair. I don't know. All right.
Culture evolves at the speed of light, just like your financial needs. When it comes to your money, Credit Karma keeps you in the know and ahead of the game. You can count on Credit Karma to keep up with your financial needs as they evolve. We'll help you monitor your progress and give personalized recommendations so you can make strides towards your goals and find your way to money. Make sure you're on the right track, no matter where you are on your financial journey. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command, like Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, where a lone astronaut must save humanity from extinction, narrated with stunning intensity by Ray Porter. From electrifying suspense and daring quest to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms, unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that'll keep you guessing. Discover exclusive Audible originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and must-listen bestsellers that hook you from the first minute. Because Audible knows there's no greater thrill than the one that speaks to you. Discover what lies beyond the edge of your seat. Start your free 30-day trial at audible.com/WonderyUS. That's audible.com/WonderyUS.
The absolute irony is always when, like, the nurse gets cancer, when the doctor gets cancer. Here's the nutritionist in peak condition who knows all these things, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and then you get sick. And again, the irony of you're healthy and get cancer is one thing, but you have all this wisdom in your brain built up on what to eat, what not to eat. And then it was like starting over from scratch. All this shit's here now? Really? Look at the Fruit Loops. Oh, they look great. But hey, in Europe, they're okay.
This whole thing is insane. First of all, I did ask my oncologist. I was like, hey, do you think the weekly cheeseburger I have gave me cancer? And she was like, maybe.
Yeah. Why not?
She was like, girl, I don't know. She was like, I was actually about to ask you something for a patient, what they should eat. I was like, oh boy. I mean, yeah, you do your best. You know, like everything I have is glass. I make my kids chicken fingers. Even the other day, I really like potato skins, everybody. I like them. And a certain supermarket has them frozen, which I was like, yes, because who wants to like roast the potato, cut the potato, but it's a lot, right?
God forbid we cook.
I mean, I cook all the time, but like the potato and I don't get along very well. And so then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to buy these. It's just potato and cheese and bacon and I don't know. No, there was some other crap filler, stabilizer nonsense. And I was like, you cannot even eat a freaking potato skin that is frozen. Everything is overly processed and it's terrible. You do the best that you can, but I mean, ultimately, we don't actually know what's in the food.
No, we don't. And what, I don't know if this is new or maybe I just found it or the algorithm is like, must find Matt.
Yeah.
But on Instagram, I don't use TikTok, but on Instagram, there are these people that they go to Europe and they basically do videos of the ingredients of normal things that we have in America. Yeah. Whether it's Oreos or just like what we would consider junk food in Europe is actually healthier in Europe.
I'm sure.
Than it is here. You might say, how could Oreos be less healthy in America? And I taught my kids, if you can't pronounce the ingredients, we're not buying it.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't do it. I mean, I went to Europe in April and I came back 5 pounds lighter. I'm telling you.
The food is food.
It's food, right? Like I would go to this like market and I would buy the strawberries and they were really tiny, like when we were kids, right? And they only came out in the summer or the springtime and you ate them and they were pink inside, not white. I was like, wow, this is real food. I got back here the first night. I love to have a burger like once a week. It's a thing that I do. And so it was the week for, Friday burger. And my stomach was distended and I was miserable for about 4 weeks. It was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck is guar gum?
It's a stabilizer.
Let's not eat guar gum.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah.
What's your take on seed oils? Because I'm getting to this because I want to say again, I am a client of Culina. I'm a success story of Culina. I lost 40 pounds.
So good.
With diet, exercise, nutrition, guidance, coaching, mentorship. It was a whole package.
Sure.
It wasn't, I didn't take like the soft way out, not to tell anyone they don't do Ozempic or whatever.
Yeah.
But I worked my ass off for it. And I went to the gym and I got a trainer and it took a year and I lost it. And I'm kind of like 85% still gone. It's
great.
It's a good track. Everything still fits.
Great.
That's all I care about.
That's all you care about. Yeah.
Where I'm going with this is that in this process, I learned not just how to think about my body and how to balance this and where and what not to eat. I learned about this seed oils conversation, which I didn't understand. And now I know completely. And now it's terrifying because how do you not eat seed oils? Because it's in everything. And just clarify for the listeners, what is a seed oil?
A seed oil is an oil like grapeseed oil, right? Olive oil is a seed oil.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you can, avocado oil is a seed oil. So it's hard to avoid the seed oil, right?
But there's good and bad.
There's good
like
and bad.
Canola, safflower, sunflower, palm kernel, bad.
Right. Yeah. But like olive oil is, and here's the problem. Everybody is over here like, the oils. I'm like, well, it's the fact that you take 4 tablespoons of oil. That's the problem.
It's a volume issue.
It's a volume issue, guys. Like, you're not dying because you had a little seed oil. And also, I know there's this push towards like algae oil.
I've never heard that, and that sounds disgusting.
It sounds disgusting, and it feels like some lobbying effort. And
the algae lobby.
Yeah, like a billionaire who's got a company. This is what I hear on the dark web. But I don't know, guys. All I know is this. Like, in the oil, it's the serving size, guys. It's the serving size. So if you're making 7 pounds of beef, 2 tablespoons of oil is probably correct.
Right,
if
right.
you're making a 4-ounce chicken, you should take the olive oil and put it in one of those spray dispensers and then just spray the pan. That's all you need.
And then, of course, it's like whatever works for you, too.
Yes.
Right? I mean, I know I'm not ever having Wesson again, not a sponsor.
Oh, yeah, no. no.
Sorry,
no.
Wesson.
Yeah, you cannot have that. Yes, exactly. Like, guys, a fifth of a handle of vodka is not the move. Like,
Right.
you don't need me to tell you that.
Right.
That's what it is, right? So you just need people to show you how you can incorporate things, what is the upper limit so that you could still maintain where you want to be. It's also the level setting. You know how many times somebody comes to me and they're like, I want to be 120 pounds. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Have you ever been 120 pounds? When I ask people that question, I'm like, no. This is not a charged question. This helps me. This is data. Like when I went to the doctor because we were having a hard time getting pregnant and he was like, have you ever been pregnant? And I said, no. And he was like, yeah, we might have a problem. See, same thing here, guys.
Yeah.
So like, no. Okay. And then I'm like, okay, is anyone in your family 120 pounds? No, we're all larger bodied people. I'm like, okay, so you're probably not going to be 120 pounds. And they're like, what? I'm like, but we can get some weight off and then you'll see where it gets like super hard. And if you want to continue or you're happy where you are and let's see. And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
no one's ever said that to them.
It's like the doctor saying, not just how are you feeling, but what are you eating?
What are you eating?
Yeah. Does any doctor say, what are you eating during triage? No.
Yeah.
They take your vitals and that's it.
The thing is that the way that we normalize going to the dentist or going to your annual visit, you should also normalize going to see the dietitian. The dietitian is going to increase the outcomes being positive, right? So go see one. It's a best friend in your pocket that's talking to you about food and your schedule. And maybe if you're sad, we'll talk you through that too that day. Just depends.
Is it a conspiracy that's often not covered by insurance?
It's a lie, guys. In 2008, Obamacare wrote in nutrition for Medicare and Medicaid, and commercial payers said, we should do that too.
So most employers offer?
Yep.
Really?
Most employers.
All right, you heard it here.
Yep.
Ask your HR people
That's
if
right.
nutrition is covered.
Ask your HR people. Most people have the M&T coverage. If you have Aetna, they're like usually really good. So 12 to 26 visits per calendar year. Blue Cross Blue Shield, they're one of our investors. So a lot of times it's like 12 and unlimited, just depends. There's always like an outliers though. Maybe there'll be like 1 per calendar year or 1 per lifetime, but that's not a common thing. United Healthcare generally covers unlimited, and then Cigna always across the board only covers 3 or 6 sessions per calendar year. But we have membership models, so you can just continue your membership.
Right,
but
and
yes.
you knew this when you started Culina, which is like I was going to use it anyway.
Yeah,
and then you said we take insurance. Like, how the hell does that work?
Yeah, so when I became a dietitian and got my license, I did the work of getting on a panel. Actually, I didn't do the work. I have to rephrase that.
Okay.
I paid someone to get me on the insurance panels. I thought it was a brilliant idea. Like, these people understood how to navigate the insurance systems. So they got me credentialed on every panel in like 2013. I got credentialed. Okay, cool. Awesome. So now if I want to see patients, them paying me is not a barrier. Perfect. Check box. So
Yeah.
I always had that. So when Tamar and I started Culina, they recognized our previous contracts. So our rates at Culina are like 25% higher than somebody who becomes a dietitian tomorrow and wants to get on an Aetna platform. And they might not even get on the Aetna platform because Aetna might say, actually, enough dietitians in the New York City, New Jersey area. So see you later. So that's, because back then it wasn't cool to take insurance. Because you could get the worried well to pay you.
Yeah. The worried well.
The worried well.
Yeah.
Right? No, we don't care about the people that live in the housing project or the people who make $60,000 a year and have regular jobs and regular health insurance and can budget themselves and couldn't pay $1,000 for a session, but they could pay a $50 copay or a $20 copay.
Is that the hypochondriacal economy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good people.
Those people, they come and they come to you with all these tests and you're like, no, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. So we first met, this was like a fledgling idea.
Yeah, like we started it and we had raised a little bit of capital, but we were just like, whatever happens, happens.
Right.
We never believed that it would be grew 100% year over year, grow 10% month over month. Just closed our Series A with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah, I have data here.
Yeah.
You raised $13 million.
Yeah.
See, I have sources too,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, actually, now I think we're at 20 million now.
Oh, well, I have outdated data.
Yeah. We're at 20 million now.
That's a better answer. 20 million.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And we have 90 dietitians. We have 120 employees. It's a really weird.
How's it feel?
I mean,
let's get the loneliness now, right?
Oh yeah, it's lonely.
Let's get the loneliness because it's one thing to be lonely as a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
Even if you know me and Johnny or other people, it's still lonely because in your head at 3 a.m, you're like, what the fuck? Forever. Yeah. Never goes away. You got to get used to it.
Okay.
29 years like yesterday for me and like, oh God, forget it. No, never goes away. But when you're successful, we're just so used to not being successful.
Yeah.
That when you are the one that worked your ass off and then you succeed, like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Right. Is that lonely?
And lonely. It's lonely. It's lonely too. Like, you want everyone to thrive and win, and everyone's working hard, but like you're also a human being, and you get like kicked down by life, and then you have all these like bright spots, but life is also beating you down. So it's like, don't slide into my DMs and tell me about anything because I don't want to fucking hear it. It fucking sucks, and you focus on the bad shit and not the good shit. And that's where the mind works. When you look at someone gives you a presentation, you look for the fucking mistake because that's how we are primed to be. So yeah, it's like scary, and also it feels like, is someone going to take it away? If I acknowledge this and I revel in it and I appreciate this, is that mean I'm like being boastful and I'm going to be punished, a sinner in the hands of an angry God, right?
Are you quoting something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's from like high school. So everything it's lonely all around.
I mean, you get to build your team, right? So I'm hoping you chose to the extent you could, surround yourself with everyone that lifts you up.
Yes.
And isn't like your boss.
Yeah, no. This team, Culina is a really nice place to work. The RDs, I don't really know anything about the RDs. Like I know about them, but they're day to day. But I do know that they're happy. They have great managers that really like advocate for them. So that's awesome. But our leadership team is super dope. Everybody looks out for everybody else. And in the time when I was doing chemo and I was miserable and all that shit, they held it down like a lot. So much so, my VP of finance, who's going on a gap year because she is burnt out, courtesy of Culina, and her husband is also burnt out at his job. So they have a one-way ticket to Africa starting in March. But that girl reduced the OPEX and extend.
What's an OPEX?
Operational expenses.
Okay, we're not an acronym-driven
So she shaved back dollars without sacrificing team. And at the last board meeting, they were like, you guys did it. You increased the gross margin. You saved the money. You never ran out of money. And now you have all this fresh money in. Good job. And it's like, yeah, that Kayleen did it. Thank you, Kayleen St. John.
So I want to talk about your motherhood. Because, it's how you wear.
Yeah.
We haven't touched on that yet.
Yes.
What was it like being a parent during your diagnosis?
It was scary. It's scary, right? Like
Well, it's scary when you're not sick.
Yeah, exactly. It's scary when you're not sick. You're like, oh, these people, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm trying to also give them independence because they're 10 and 12, almost 11 and 13. And we live in a urban-ish environment, and so I let them go do things. And now it's like, well, I want to spend as much time with them as possible because who knows what is going to happen. Mm-hmm. But very funny is that my son was really stressed out. Like he was just like, my daughter the other day, my son goes, I think that you like souls travel together. He's 10. I think that souls travel together, and I think that Kate, my daughter, when she died was like 100. And when you and I died, Mommy, we were young. And that's why we're so freaked out about dying.
Oh, boy. That's deep.
Very deep.
What's he reading?
I mean, Percy Jackson.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, Rocco. So he was freaked out. And one day I forgot to tell him that I was doing radiation. Like I was just like, okay, now I'm going to radiation. He's like, you didn't tell me that part of your care plan. I was like, oh boy. Yeah. I was like, here we are. And she was like, you see her? She's been yelling at us for days, which is what she always does. So she's fine. And he was like, oh. So it's just...
That's pretty good, though.
It's good. Yeah, they're good. They're happy kids. They're fine. They're really, I'm very lucky. We talk about a lot of things. My son is mad at me because I'm making him, he's on the swim team and he's very good.
Wait, does he have his weekly hamburger too?
Yeah,
Okay.
he does, but he only eats half.
Okay. He's doling it out across time.
Yeah. So he's like, Mom, because I'm always like, whatever makes you happy. He's like, swim doesn't make me happy. I was like, I get that, but it makes me happy. So you will continue that. Goodbye.
So that's middle school.
He's in 5th grade and my
Okay.
daughter's in 7th grade.
Okay. Yeah. We talked about, because my kids are.
Yeah. They're in high school.
They're halfway through freshman year.
Yeah.
And it's just very strange.
Yeah.
I think we could do an entire separate podcast on how much I hate modern day education.
Oh, I mean, well, I'm lucky because my kids go to a Catholic school where they teach cursive.
We actually teach.
Yes, they teach cursive. They teach old school math. Like it's what I like it.
Yeah, in like another universe, my kids would go to a Hebrew school, but they don't do BOGOs, and it's like $50,000 a semester because Jews are Jews.
No.
My people.
No. This little Catholic school is basically free. It's cheap. It's cheaper than the daycare that I
Okay.
sent my
All
kid.
right.
Right. So like, it's nothing like that. But the vibe, like mean old ladies that never got married.
Oh, no.
That like they're like, no, repeat this.
Okay, so actual teachers.
And I love it so much. And I also did an experiment. We did an experiment where we left my daughter in the Catholic school, but we took my kid and put my son and put him in the public school. No, it wasn't good.
No.
He came home saying very bad things that they were saying at school. And I was like, yeah, see, in the Catholic school, you said that stuff, then you get kicked out.
Well, again, we can go back to the 80s and like if they threw us on the roof if we behave poorly.
Yes. Yeah.
Get out.
I remember in 4th grade, Mrs. Murphy and Jimmy Wells, both RIP, she hit him. The teacher.
Wait, you can't hit the table.
Oh, sorry.
Say that.
Sorry. My 4th grade teacher hit a kid in the back. I will never forget it. She was like, enough! And she hit him.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
But just something as simple as dunce caps.
One time I had a teacher.
Did you have dunce caps?
No, but we had a teacher once tie one boy to the bottom of to the chair of the desk and make him sit under the desk. Imagine a teacher did that today.
We had to go sit in the corner with face the corner.
Face the corner. Yes, guys. It was fine.
God forbid we give any children any level of discipline.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Which is why everyone kind of looks at me like, you talk to your kids like that? I'm like, yeah.
I never thought. I mean, I'll say I did know this. Most of my friends have kids that are older than mine, so
Yeah.
we're coming up the rear with
college.
Yeah, they're like mid high school,
Yeah.
college. And I learned you're going to learn that you have to be a bigger teacher than the teacher is because they don't teach the shit that you learn.
They do not.
Like cursive being one completely
Yes.
separate ecosystem of things like
Yeah.
that, right? Like compound language and subjugates.
Dissection of the. Remember, you spent all of 4th grade dissecting sentences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what my daughter does. At my son, I'm like, do you do anything? And he's like, well, some of these kids don't know their 2 times table. So we have to work on that. And
Or
I'm like,
phonics, which we grew up with.
Yes.
Phonics are making a comeback because they realized 30 years later they screwed up everybody by getting rid of phonics.
yes. Yeah. I'm like, why did you get rid of that? That taught you how to figure out the word.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we still have to deal with how do you build structure in sentence when you see like malfeasance in a sentence.
Sure.
Malfeas. No. Right.
So bad. It's so bad.
But they're lucky to have us as parents.
Yeah. And I think that, and being active, right? Like, so but there's rigor. The schools have to have rigor.
Yeah.
So that was what we noticed about my son's school. I was like, he can't go here anymore because he's not doing anything.
All right. My listeners are going to hate the fact that I say we're out of time, but you have to come back. However, I have a lightning round with every show now for 2024.
Do it.
And I asked ChatGPT
Okay.
a couple of questions about you.
Sure.
What superhero from Marvel or DC would Vanessa be? Can you guess the character?
I don't know. What would I be?
Storm from the X-Men.
Okay. I like it.
Powerful presence, overcoming challenges, champion for change, fearless leader, diverse, grace under pressure.
Nice.
Okay. Last one.
Okay.
I asked ChatGPT, what 3 TV or film characters would you be?
Okay. I would be, TV or film characters. I would be.
It's a large question, and the answers are spot on.
I hope I'm Sierra. She's a singer and she's beautiful and I want to be her, but I don't think it is.
No, it's TV film.
Oh, TV film. Oh, can I be J-Lo?
She's a crossover, but no.
Okay. Can I be Aisha Tyler?
Ooh, I like that too.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, can I be Holly Robinson Pete?
You're close. All right.
Tell me.
All right. Olivia Pope from Scandal.
Yes.
Tiana.
Yes.
Princess and the Frog.
Yep.
Damn straight.
Yep.
And the best one ever, Miranda Bailey, Grey's Anatomy.
Yes. I'll take it.
Chat GPT for the fucking win.
Nice. All right.
Oh, God.
I like it.
All right. You're not a doctor, are you?
No.
You got all these freaking things after your last name.
MSRDCDN.
Yeah, Gesundheit.
Yeah.
All right. Vanessa Rissetto, returning champion, part 2 here on Out of Patience. Inc.'s top female founders, Ernst & Young's Entrepreneur of the Year, co-founder of Culina Health, and again, a platform I use. I'm not an ad for the platform, but Culina Health. We'll put a link in the description. No Vigs here.
Come
I really
on
just
down.
believe it. I'm a success story.
I love it.
I adore you. I love you. I'm
I
sorry
love
we had
you.
cancer and all these stupid things.
I know, but we have
yeah.
each other now.
We got to end with the as long as we have each other, we got the world sitting
right in our hands,
What's
baby.
stupid?
You and me. We gotta be. What is it?
I don't know. Probably
Damn.
Growing Pains or something like that.
Yep.
All right. All right. We are so done. Gen X out.
Bye.
Out of Patience with Matthew Zachary is a production of Matthew Zachary Worldwide. The executive producer is Matthew Zachary. It is mixed and edited by Kyle Moore. If you like the show, ratings and reviews are always welcome wherever you get your podcasts. If you have guest suggestions or would like to learn more about sponsorship opportunities, email podcast@matthewzachary.com. For more information about Matthew Zachary and Matthew Zachary Worldwide, visit matthewzachary.com.